Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Hometown Musician Spotlight. And tonight, my guest, guitarist with Hessville Star, one of our local bands, also a Bonfire alumni, and also with the touring band Houses of the Holy, a mean guitarist. And I mean mean.
Oh, well.
My pleasure to introduce Zeke Rongers. Thank
Hi.
you, Zeke.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me, Paul.
Yeah. Hey, Zeke, where'd you grow up? Where were you born? Where'd you grow up?
Actually, I was, the T-shirt says it all. I was born in Gary, different planet, Gary. No, Gary, Indiana. I grew up in Hobart most of my life. I live in Lakes the Four Seasons, Crown Point with my wife and daughters.
Yeah. I always like to ask what people's first musical influence is. I kind of have an idea on what that is. What was it like growing up in the Rongers house musically?
Oh, man. You couldn't swing a dead cat and not have hit a musician somewhere, right? Well, my dad, of course, plays guitar, has my whole life, I wanted to be a guitar player, but more importantly, when I was a kid, I started playing drums. That was my first instrument. Mm-hmm. And I'll say it often, I say it today, drums and bass are the two most important instruments in a band. The rhythm section. Mm-hmm. So I think playing drums gave me a good sense of the importance of music, the foundations, rhythm.
Yeah. Your dad mentioned one time, might have been your 11th birthday or 12th birthday, you got the Live Cream album.
I did, yeah. I burned that thing out I burned out 2 albums. I bought the cassette. Burned that out. I think I had a few CDs version. That's one of my Desert Island CDs.
Yeah, I still have
Live Cream Volume 1 and 2.
Yeah, I still have my album, Politician, one of the great ones on that album. As a matter of fact, is Eric Clapton one of your idols?
Eric Clapton is probably my biggest influence, next to my dad, of course.
Well, the reason I asked that, I do have a favorite Zeke Rongers song, and I mean, I don't want to say the chills, but I get such a rush. I'm getting a rush now. But when I hear the first few chords of Bad Love, and you do a wonderful job on vocals.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's just an electric song. Is that just another Clapton song to you, or does that have any special, meaning to you other than just being one of your special?
No, it is one of my favorites. And, it's like I have 2 favorite versions of Eric, or timelines of my favorite Eric Clapton versions.
Mm-hmm.
I love about him is he always reinvents himself. Guys criticize him after he put down the Gibsons and the Marshalls and moved on to the Fenders and the Fender amps and stuff with Dirk and the Dominoes, and progressively on. But my favorites, of course, were Clapton and the Cream, and then Journeyman, Eric Clapton. I mean, that album kind of rekindled my love affair for Clapton. And before that, I mean, I was introduced to guys like, Jimmy Page. I'm a huge Jimmy Page fan, huge Stevie Ray Vaughan fan, Jimi Hendrix, Jeff Beck. A lot of that stuff I couldn't wrap my head around really because, it's so out of this world.
Yeah.
I mean, for a teenager, a young teenager trying to pick apart, castles made of sand and stuff like that. I wasn't exactly ready for that yet. And I'm not saying that, Clapton is subpart of those guys, but for what I heard, just Bad Love was the first song on the Journeyman album, at least whatever side that I had. But absolutely loved it, just the tone and his vocals. I mean, I've always been a big Clapton fan of his vocals too. Mm-hmm. Great singer.
So you're here tonight playing with your father. And by the way, we're coming from Finnegan's Tavern, one of the best places for live music, forever and ever. This place will never die. Anyway, so you and your dad will be playing with Chris Grove and Benny Piazza. Is there ever a rivalry between you and your dad? Was there ever a time where you said, "I'm going to be better than my dad," or is whether you want to admit it?
No, I honestly, that's a great question, and vocally, I never touch my dad.
He's amazing.
Entertainer wise, I mean, I mean, there's no trying.
No, yeah.
But when I was a teenager, it was like a young teenager, older teenager, and I wanted to make him proud. Like any son would want to make their dad proud. And living under the shadow of Mark Rongers, he cast a big shadow. He still does.
Yes.
You know, so much so, my real name is actually Mark. And
I
as
was
a
gonna
little
ask you
kid,
how you got the name Zeke.
yeah, well, my dad nicknamed me that as a little kid, you know, because for two reasons. One, you know, to kind of probably get out from under his shadow, but also because my mom, you know, having two Marks who left all their stuff around the house and, you know, don't pick up after themselves pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, Mark, put your shit away, you know. Like,
Yeah.
which one? You know, like,
Yeah.
so it was no, it was just, I don't know, but
Yeah. You obviously have a humorous side and a great. So I caught one episode that you may have reposted of this old guitar.
Oh yeah.
Was that something you did more than once, or was that just that one time?
I did it twice actually. It just I did years ago when I worked for BP. One of my old bosses stops by a yard sale on the way to work and decided to buy me this $5 guitar and just give it to me, and then, you know, tell me I owe him $5. And it just something I'd stashed away in my garage years ago.
Yeah.
And or my attic rather, dug it out one day looking for some other stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm goofy. I don't take myself seriously. Some people say I should.
No, that's what we love about you.
But the sense I don't know anything else. You know, I love to make people laugh. I love to make myself laugh.
Yeah.
It makes life a lot more interesting, you know, and fun.
So the last two questions I like to ask are really, really fun questions. Some people have an instant answer, some people have to think about it, but so of all the first question is, of all the places or venues that you've never played at, whether the place exists or doesn't exist anymore, what would be the pinnacle room or venue for you?
Royal Albert Hall.
Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
Funny, because Chris Grove said the same thing.
Oh yeah, well he's got good taste.
Yes. Interesting.
But
wow.
I don't know, just a lot of history there. You know, my favorite band, The Cream, played their last series of shows there. Just I don't know.
Yes, excellent. And then the second one, if you could trade places for a whole weekend with any other musician, past or present, who would that be?
Probably John Lennon during his Lost weekend, which lasted a lot longer than a weekend. I read. You know,
that's awesome.
I've had a few Lost weekends too, but I came back. You know?
Haven't we all?
I know, right?
We all. Yes. Well, listen, Mark. I hope you guys have an awesome show. Hope
Thank
you don't
you.
mind me calling you Mark.
I don't at all. As long as you're not with the IRS, you know what I mean?
Yes. But no, it's been a pleasure talking to you. We'll have to do this again sometime. Hope you guys
likewise,
have a great
man. I
show.
appreciate you
All
taking
right.
the time to ask me some questions.
All right. And until next time, that's going to wrap it up. Till next time, peace, everybody.
Peace.
Yeah.